Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode number 54 of our STX Weekly. Busy show of news, top 5 news stories of sports tech from the week. So I'm going to jump right in. Let's go. Story number 1, as always, we start with lots of funding news. And the big one this week was the acquisition of Wagr by Yahoo. Again, another sports betting company getting acquired. Nicely for us. Wagr was a company that we had featured in our 2021 Global Sports Tech VC report. So yeah, they've gone on from strength to strength there. Yahoo, okay, Wagr had raised previously 16 million, had some good bunch of VCs on there, and Yahoo wants to strengthen its position alongside the likes of ESPN and DraftKings I guess, roll up into Yahoo Sports. Okay, that's the first one. Next up is Karate Combat. Now, this is a league, technically not really a startup, but it is a league that is set up as a DAO. So I'm going to include this one. Actually, it's a pretty cool looking league. They closed 18 million to build Web3 mixed reality and live sports. That image already gives a clue. So Karate Combat, it's pretty self-explanatory. It is a karate league, and they're looking to blend in XR technology, and they're also powered by Epic Games' Unreal Engine. So you can see what they're trying to build in terms of visual virtual effects. They will also have a karate token. Maybe you want to skip that one. I have no idea. I'm biased, but these tokens always give me the jitters. And who led the round? It was Bitcraft, so very credible investors. While they also have a bunch of other names: Delphi Digital, Alpha Wave Global, Hashkey, Lattice. I can't say I know all of them. Yeah, Not Boring Funds, Keyboard Monkey, a bunch of other cool funds have invested in there. Okay, moving on from Karate Combat on to Rivalry. Rivalry got 7.3 million in a round led by Pinnacle, another sports betting company, and they also have some media players. And yeah, I mean, this gets into technical details of the round, which are probably not so relevant. But yeah, they want to focus on millennials and Gen Zs and a lot of the regular spiel that we see coming out of the space. But that's another big funding round for sports betting. All right, moving on from there, we're gonna go into another IPO maybe. Last week or the week before last week I was not here. Vishnu took you through the stories. Please share any feedback that you have on how we've been doing. I also want to swap these shows around a bit more to free up my time. And Vishnu was a pretty good host, according to me, so you will see him back. All right. So a couple of weeks ago, we'd spoken about an IPO for SeatGeek. Now we're talking about a potential IPO for Fanatics. This has been long in the works. No real surprise here. It's just that this is another step in that direction. Fanatics hired Meta's head of investor relations. Her name I have forgotten now. Oh, sorry, I've got the wrong article. This is just the headline. The actual article said this was this lady, I forget her name, but she was the head of investor relations for Meta. She was also the head of investor relations for Netflix before they went public. So she comes with real pedigree and with successful IPOs. And she's joined the Fanatics team. So expect news of an IPO. Probably not anytime soon. The market is still pretty cold for those kind of things, but they're setting up the groundwork for that to happen soon. I have a feeling that I'd be applying for this IPO. I got to check my trading platform and get in on it. If I was to see news about this, I've genuinely liked everything that Fanatics gets up to. So we'll see how that one progresses. All right, next up is Whoop. Whoop dropped a new feature focused on weightlifting. If you've been pumping weights and you have a Whoop strap on you, I don't, unfortunately, but yeah, maybe it's something I've been wanting to try. Maybe I will now. So there is a way to quantify strength training. What does that mean? Basically, they will track your exercises, your reps, the weights that you lift, to all of which is to calculate muscular load. And that's what they're trying to get to. And through tracking muscular load, they can track muscular recovery. and also basically better understand the user's body. More data going Whoop's way. We've seen strength training applications or companies like the big connected ones like Tonal and stuff. Um, uh, they've done okay. They've done okay. I think there is definitely space. I do a bit of weight training, and I think there's definitely a bit of space for a tracker on your wrist, which will tell you exactly how you're doing. I want to know. I mean, do you have to keep switching the watch or the band between your wrists? That's one thing that I'd be curious about. Or do you just set it up manually if you want and say I'm just mirroring the same stuff like that is would be interesting to see. But yeah, I mean, they're giving you plenty of information. They also it looks like they have a camera icon. There are a few things lined up. Whoop heading in a good space when it comes to weight training. Okay, that is Whoop done. What do we have next? Yeah, we have the NHL launching in the metaverse. Well, I'm a bit tired of saying that term, but at least they have a game. They have something that they're doing with NHL Blast. And what I like most, so NHL is partnering with Roblox to launch a game called NHL Blast. That's the first part of the story out of the way. It's fan experience and online gaming platform. And you can create jerseys, you can interact with teams, do a bunch of that cool stuff. What I liked about the story also is that apparently you will be allowed, or you will have data that is coming from NHL's connected puck. We've covered this story a while back on the show, that the NHL is one of the first professional leagues to install sensor technology in the puck, which feeds out live data, which can be used for multiple purposes. This game will be using that data, which I think is pretty interesting. Also, the rendering in the animated format is done with the help of a company that we know well called Beyond Sports. I think it was in this article somewhere. Anyway, so it's just and good timing as well as we go into the playoffs. By the way, I hope if somebody's been watching, speaking of playoffs, the NBA playoffs, which have been amazing. Yeah, the Warriors King series has been stunning. Lakers Grizzlies has been good. The Heat versus the Bucks. Talk about an upset. Giannis missed a couple of games, but Jimmy buckets Butler. Sorry, I digress. Moving away from the NHL and back into our news story, our top one, even for the week. This is a big deal, and maybe not a deal anymore. The Activision, Microsoft's Activision acquisition, is about $69 billion or some crazy figure, has been blocked by a UK court. And actually, I saw a few different articles on this, and The Verge's sum up was, I think, pretty good. Basically, the UK government is saying that Microsoft controls the cloud computing market through their Xbox platform. And if they were to acquire all the best games through Activision, which is Call of Duty and League of Legends and all of that, then they would basically be a monopoly, right? Essentially what they're saying, which is what the Verge article summarizes, is that nobody else is good enough. So the courts are afraid that Microsoft will run away with this here, because it's not small names that they're competing against. Just to go through, because the deal might die. This is a really nice line, because cloud gaming is thriving, but cloud gaming it's not because the cloud gaming is thriving, it's because cloud gaming kind of sucks, because Google Stadia failed, Amazon's Luna went nowhere, Sony's not done much, Nvidia doesn't do anything. There are a bunch of other providers. Apple has tried some stuff. Netflix has tried some stuff. There has been a ton of attempts at getting people to game in different ways. But I guess Microsoft still remains the gold standard. And if their acquisition of Activision would just take them to another level. So that was the fear of the UK courts. There is still, the deal is not dead in the water. The Activision CEO sent out an email, apparently company-wide, to say that they're still waiting for confirmation from the EU courts. This is yet to go to the FTC, the Fair Trade Commission, I believe, in the US. So this is the first big approval that was denied, which was apparently expected to go through. Um, and EU and US will follow. So we're yet to see how the other courts will respond. But an interesting statement made about, let's say, the state of cloud gaming. All right, that is all our top news done. Last one I want to take a minute to talk about is actually our new website. We just launched one just a couple of days ago. It looks all slick. We have a new report coming up, but the one I want to actually show you while it loads is our global sports tech map. Take a second there. Yeah, there we go. Um, Basically, we've launched a nice looking, I think, Ryan, our designer, has done an amazing job. Showcase of all the various funds, the networks, the accelerator programs, innovation initiatives, and other initiatives in the world of sports tech. So you can come here and take a look at who is doing what in different parts of the world. Who are all these guys? What's happening in India? What's happening in Japan, in China, and maybe find in Brazil? Who are these big players and who are these actors in the sports tech ecosystem? That's what we've tried to bring you through this little interactive map. We're of course open to suggestions. It is a beta tool, so if the plugin is buggy or the data is a bit bad, please do drop us a line, drop us a message across our platforms. All right, that is my last plug done. A new report is also going to be out soon, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, we will be back here next week, probably me. But if you want Vishnu back, let us know. I might bring him back as well. All right.